Alright guys, what is going on? I'm Tubby. Make sure to leave your predictions in the comment section below for what you think is going to happen. Brock Lesnar takes on Triple H, the perfect storm at SummerSlam. Leave your feedback below before I give my prediction, see if it matches up. Make sure to smash that like button as well if you're excited for SummerSlam tonight. Pay-per-view is going to be happening at 7 o'clock. It's going to be happening out in L.A. Wish I was out in L.A. I hear the weather's pretty nice out there. As we get ready, I'm not going to be, and I want to tell you guys right now, providing live coverage by Facebook and Twitter unless the movie theater allows it. I'm not going to watch at the house or over at anybody's house. I'm going to a movie theater, Micon Cinemas. We're going to watch it. We're going to chill out on the big screen. I think it's 180 seat theater, and that's where we're going to be watching it. They said I could text and tweet up until anybody bitches and complains about it. So if you want to follow along, if you're not able to buy it tonight and you want to watch it, listen, follow with it, facebook.com/WMoo and twitter.com/WMoo. But enough of that, let's get into it. Let's talk about Brock Lesnar versus Triple H. Monday night was quite an interesting night. On Monday, you had the contract signing for Triple H versus Brock Lesnar. Now, it started way too early. Obviously, for what happened following, a lot of people thought that that was going to end the show, and it did. But the contract signing was over, and I think it was only around 9:45 then. And there was still 20 minutes left to go in the show. Then stuff started to pick up. HBK was trying to leave in a shitty car, and I didn't know he drove a shitty car. He's like a millionaire. And Paul Heyman was suspiciously blocking him. And he's like, HBK was like, I know what you're doing, I know what you're doing. And then all of a sudden Brock Lesnar comes up, takes HBK out of the car, smashes it. The camera dies. I don't know if the camera actually died or if it's for dramatic effect because they can't show that violence now that it's TV PG. I'm not exactly sure. I was a little disappointed with it. It cuts to commercial again. There was like 3 commercials in that short period of time. They come back. They're trying to figure out where he is. Triple H is looking around. Brock Lesnar brings out HBK in the ring, puts him in the Kimura lock, and almost breaks his arm, and Triple H comes running out, and Paul Heyman says, if you take another step forward, I'm going to break his arm. And Triple H was restraining himself as Brock's looking over at him with HBK's arm. And then ultimately, Triple H didn't come to save him. I think a buddy would do that. I'm not going to rush in, or else he said he'd break his arm. It's a viable threat from a viable person who actually can, because Brock Lesnar is an ass kicker. But he ended up going and breaking his arm anyway. Now, did he really break his arm? Probably not. Storyline. But it ultimately sets up, will HBK screw over Triple H? And that's what I'm seeing constant reports of. Everybody is saying on Yahoo Sports, Bleacher Report, it sets up the perfect storm for HBK to screw over Triple H for not helping and not defending him. You have to think, though, why didn't he come down? If you have a guy who's very deadly, who's got knockout power, was a UFC champion, he's got him in this hold of his arm. He already, in the storyline, broke your arm by the same hold. Why the fuck would you rush in and save him? It takes one little snap and your arm is broken. I think Triple H did the right thing. I think he's in the right. I think Brock Lesnar, obviously was doing this to make a point. And everybody said the same thing, that HBK would go over and screw Triple H at WrestleMania. Now, there was a super kick. There was the Hell's Gates on HBK. There was a lot of things that happened in that match. But ultimately, HBK called it straight down the middle. And this one, will he be at his side? Will he not? I think he will be. And I think the only reason that HBK has kind of came back to be on his side is to definitely draw up buy rates. People are trying to figure out what's going on. I thought that the way that Raw ended was a great segment. It ended a lot better than, most shows. The only one that I can remember in recent time that ended a little better was AJ Lee pretending to suicide dive herself through a table and throwing Daniel Bryan and CM Punk through the table. That's the only one that I thought ended a little better. But overall, great ending to Monday Night Raw last week to set up the pay-per-view. Now, rumors, and they're saying, I think even WWE.com was saying, that this match will go on last. No reason for it not to. It gets John Cena out of the title picture, and some people may be mad. Why isn't CM Punk in the main event? And CM Punk is very vocal about that, and I'll talk about that more in that video. But I'm going to go ahead and say Brock Lesnar picks up a victory here. Triple H took one for the team at SummerSlam. I think he'll take another one for the team. There's no real reason for him to win. Some people might say, well, he goes out and loses twice. He's pretty much buried. He's not an effective threat. Well, the same thing for Brock Lesnar. They're paying him $5 million for 1 year for limited contract dates. And why would you be paying him that much to have him come back, lose to John Cena, lose to Triple H? It makes no sense. Do I think Triple H will get his ass kicked like John Cena? No, I don't think he'll get beat as bad. I think Triple H will put up more of a fight. But I do think Brock Lesnar is going to come away with a victory, guys. I want to know what you think. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Make sure to smash that like button for SummerSlam. Make sure to follow me on Facebook and Twitter for updates tonight if I can. I'm Tubby Emu. You guys have a great day. Tubby Emu out.